nice!
Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Cyclonus. For Wave 3 of the Combiner Wars series, the Voyager, the extra Voyager, I guess, would be Cyclonus here, who is a retool of Silverbolt. And boy, what a retool he is. And take a look. He's got a completely different jet mode. You got that classic Cyclonus look. A very G1 style jet mode. Which looks pretty sweet. You can almost envision Galvatron in the cockpit, ready to blast some Autobots. But yeah, that top of the jet mode is really nice, but you know, given that this is a retool of Silverbolt, once you flip it over, oh boy, you can see the whole robot. Yeah, unfortunately this is one of those cases where it's a jet with a robot hanging off the bottom. You know, kind of passable with Silverbolt since that's been his thing since the G1 days, but Cyclonus I think was a little bit of a different case. And since we have the universe mold, which pretty much incorporates the whole robot into the jet, this would be a bit of a... This one has its flaws. Like this new version kind of has its flaws. Now, the jet mode itself does look a little better than the universe version since it doesn't have as many gaps as the universe version does. But, you know, that's all it really is, I guess. But, yeah, we'll get more into the comparisons in robot mode. But anyway, I guess we should do another comparison, and that would naturally be of Silverbolt. Just to get an idea of how extensive the retool was. Back these guys up a bit. As you can see, the jets are pretty much entirely different. I mean, looking from this angle, you really couldn't tell any shared parts, save for maybe these bits here. So that's a pretty good retool. Now the gun can store much like Silverbolt's, and you do got some landing gear, again like the Silverbolt mold. So there is some, so you can have it landing and actually look good on the ground. But I think that about covers the jet mode. So why don't we get him into robot mode and see how he looks there. Now that we got Cyclonus in his robot mode, he looks okay. He's a little blockier than I remember Cyclonus ever being. But he looks alright, I guess. To bring out a little more G1, you can have the wings a little bit out. Like, you don't have to have them fully folded back like you would on Silverbolt. And with them folded back, yeah, he looks better like this. See, let's get a look at the head sculpt, because that is actually one of the stronger points of him. Yeah, that is a very nice Cyclonus head sculpt. I love the red eyes, the way the shape of the head works. Really gives a good Cyclonus vibe. And the color scheme is actually pretty good. It's a nice use of purple. And you have some variations in shading for it too, so he doesn't look like a monochrome. Well, he doesn't look as monochrome as he really is. You know, the silvers are good. You know, the color placement's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It has a cool little Decepticon symbol on his chest. And he works out pretty well. There is a little bit of parts forming when you transform him, though. You just gotta move, when you transform him to jet mode, these little wing pieces come off his arm, and you put them at the bottom of his fists so they'll look like proper tail fins. Otherwise, the jet mode doesn't quite look right. Now, he has the same weapons as Silverbolt. He has the gun, nice silver plastic, and he has the shield, which, just as with Silverbolt, can combine into the bigger gun. So that's nice. Now, you may have noticed he has a little trouble standing sometimes. His feet separate a little bit further than they should, so it can get him a little wobbly. So just adjust the feet and it should be fine. Now, for a quick comparison, we'll bring in Silverbolt. And you know, they do look different enough from each other. The torsos are completely different. But the arms and legs, save for some panels on the legs themselves, are pretty much the same thing. Like, these arms are identical to these arms here. Yeah, he has the same standing problem. Just gotta adjust the feet. Yeah, these arms are pretty much the exact same as these, so that's the same. The legs, everything but these panels on the side of the legs is identical. So the part sharing really shows in the robot mode more than the jet mode. But aside from that, you know, he looks pretty good. For the next comparison, we're going to bring in the Universe 2.0 Cyclonus. And this is the Challenge at Cybertron 3-pack version, which was also the Battle in Space Reveal the Shield version. As you can see, while he is bigger, I honestly think this one is still better. He is dead accurate to the G1 cartoons. This one's close, and he's good if you want a bigger Cyclonus, or if you missed out on this guy, but he is not quite as good as this one. That's just my opinion on it. Still, he does have one more extra feature that may help trump him a bit for some. But before I get into that, let's just take a quick look at the articulation. He's got that left and right swivel at the head, ratcheted shoulders, in and out ratchets, bicep swivel, knee bend, no waist, but he has ratcheted hips with in and out as well, thigh swivel, and nice deep knee bend. So he is quite articulated. And if you happen to have a version of the Universe 2.0 Cyclonus and you prefer this one, you can actually take Nightstick, and Cyclonus has no trouble holding him. since they use the same 5mm port, Combiner Wars Cyclonus can hold Nightstick just fine. So yeah, there is that one advantage. You can also put Nightstick at the bottom of the jet mode, and it won't interfere at all with the landing gear. So yeah, that is a nice little plus. But anyway, why don't we get him into his combined mode and see how that looks. Now behold the mighty Galvatronus. Yeah, Cyclonus pretty much becomes Galvatron in the Combiner Wars toy line. I don't quite get it myself, but whatever. Still, the combined mode is pretty cool. And getting a better look at the torso, since that's what really matters here. You can see he's got a very nice Galvatron-like head. Looks pretty cool. And the body is done pretty well. You got that usual belt buckle, the abs. A lot of the features you'd find on Galvatron. What's interesting is, not too long ago, I also saw kind of a digibash, I believe, of this being repainted as like a Starscream. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to can't quite lock for some reason, but yeah, someone actually tried to digibash this as a Starscream repaint, and I can see it now. I mean, this part here does look like the Seeker nose cone, and the crown piece does look like Starscream's crown. So, yeah, Hasbro could potentially repaint this as Starscream and make it work, which is okay. You know, another thing, since it is a Galvatron, having Blades or Alpha Bravo as one of the arms really is helpful, because you can actually put the gun on the arm and make it look like his fusion cannon. Just a quick tip if you want to pose a Galvatronus. But other than that, yeah, you can use any combiner limb you want. There's no set team for Galvatron or Galvatronus. But articulation's pretty typical. Ratcheted shoulders, in and out ratchets. Bicep swivel. Double elbows. The way I got the guns kind of gets in the way though. And wrist swivels. Got forward back, knee bend, in and out, rotation right above the hips, and a rotation below the knee, thanks to the combiner joint. But that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, just in case I didn't cover it, you got left and right ahead. But yeah, pretty basic articulation. You could get some nice poses. But yeah, that's pretty basic stuff. So for a comparison, it's only right that I bring in Superion. And yeah, there is actually a difference in how the transformations work. Just because of the way the heads work, there was a little difference about how it goes. Not a severe difference, but just enough to notice. Basically, it's just that Cyclonus' head just flips back instead of flipping into the torso. But other than that, yeah, pretty good. Galvatronus is a nice combiner. Now, as I said, Cyclonus' head just flips back. What you want to make sure you do is turn the head around 180 before you do so, or you're getting an interesting Ace Ventura reference. Which, yeah, I'm probably going to get yelled at for showing you this, but... Excuse me, something kind of stinks here. Can you help me get to the bottom of it? Yeah. That is a thing with this toy. By far one of the most ridiculous mistakes Hasbro could make. I'm just going to count it as a mistake, and you know, it's fixable. Just rotate the head 180 and it's not an issue. But that little disaster can happen if you're not careful about how you transform it. But you know, that's actually going to close up the review. I do hope you've enjoyed yourselves. If you have, leave a like. Leave a comment, subscribe to see more videos, and share with your friends. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, so long, have fun, and bye-bye.